This is Chingford in Essex, home of the Beckham family. Matthew Treglahan has lived in Hampton Road since childhood, only a few doors away from the Beckhams, and Matthew is one of David's best friends.
Right, I've got to show you these, because these are my pride and joy. A pair of boots that he gave me and signed. I think he played for England in them, but I don't know what game, or he trained for England in them, but they're my pride and joy. So I keep them well stashed away. And this is me, my brother, my brother's wife and Dave here at his house in Manchester. And that's us coming out of a ground, that's me and Dave. But that's at Wembley, that's in the, because he gives us tickets to the Players' Lounge. And that's after a game, an England game at Wembley. I've got another one with me and Tony Adams, but I'd have to find that one, I can't find it.
In this programme, we'll go on a pilgrimage with Matthew and trace David Beckham's roots. Joseph Robert David Beckham was born to Ted Beckham, a kitchen fitter, and mother Sandra, a hairdresser. David is the second of 3 children.
Right, this is Whips Cross Hospital. This is the maternity side of Whips. This is where Dave was born on the 2nd of the 5th, 75. And this is where I was born as well on the 2nd of the 8th, 75, which makes it a very great year. At the minute we're going to Chase Lane, or Chase Lane School and the park where it all basically started. We used to go over there after school, weekends. The 6 weeks holiday was the best because we was over there every day, and Pickett's Lock. I could show you Pickett's Lock as well. We used to do fun day, sports day there. This is basically what it's all about. This is where it's all started. And at left and the first right, and then I'll show you the school and where it all happened, and it's just the right here.
One here?
Yeah, sorry.
Essentially the school now.
This is where we used to play over our lunchtime.
This is Chase Lane, the school that David and Matthew attended in their pre-teens.
What you see in front of you is the start of a superstar. Long time ago. Well, I can remember when these looked really massive when we was little. Wasn't it? And there was a little gap in there, we used to try and slip through it. Coming over here brings back the old times. Over there was where we used to play. That was our little part, that was our patch. And we'd make up our goalposts over there with our bags and our tops and whatever we could find. Sticks, if you like. And this was our classroom over here with a brown door. And not much has changed really since then. What, 15 years ago? Over here, by the tree, there used to be a portal cabin. That was our changing room. A lot different to Man United's. Yeah, this was it. That was our classroom there. But Dave was the only one who made it from our group, from our year. And this was the field where it all started. And this actual size pitch, these goals and everything is exactly the same as what it was. After school, we used to have a game on a Wednesday, and we used to get privileges because we used to take an hour before full time and come out of our lesson and come out here and train. That's over there by the blue door is the ball store. If Mr. Shaw and Mr. McGee gave you the key to that to go and get the balls, then we'd run to it and fight for the best ball, because obviously there was a few shabby ones in there. There used to be a big old bundle in there for the best ball. And bring it out here and knock it about. If I'd known what those balls meant then, what they do now, they would have, well, I would have liked to have kept all of them, storing them up in my loft or something, because memorabilia that is. This is what I call the making of David Beckham. This patch of grass, what you see here, this is what we played on day in, day out as wee nippers, as you know, as near as grasshoppers. We was over here all the time, And also this was our PE session. We used to run round here 4 times, run round this track, and we had to stay on this sort of pathway, yeah. And without a foul, David had the best stamina and he would win every time. And that was once a week we used to do it. And there used to be a hut there. What we used to do, like the windows with shutters on, and they weren't very big, and you try and hit the windows from a long way out, you know, it's thinking about it, it's really good learning. Do you know what I mean? But at the time we was just doing it for a laugh. But we used to do best of 5 and stand right out in the centre, and doing this at like 10, 11 years old is really, really hard. And try and hit the metal shutters, like make them bang. And that was what you done when you was a kid. But you know, things like that have done him a favour, because now he's knocking him, you know, free kicks like nothing.
The free kicks when I was younger, I just used to whack them and they used to go over the keeper's head because they were so little. But it's a bit different these days.
I'll go over it. So
You sure now?
yeah.
Right, all right. All right, David assures me he's going to hit it over the top of you. Right.
Seen all the Arsenal fans, they're all like that now.
Here's Arsenal, here we go. This is England against Colombia. Oh, let me tell you, that was a fluke.
And the great thing I admired about David, he was about 15, 16 years of age, was his passing ability. I mean, very rarely do you see a fella playing football that can pass the ball 50 or 60 yards and be accurate with it.
They should call this park Beckham Park. When we was little, there was a big umbrella there, wasn't there?
Yeah,
That got taken out because people was having accidents on it. But no, what we used to do here, we used to buy lollies, yeah, cheap milk lollies, and put the stick down, spin it as fast as you like, and lay on it, because we were small enough then to lay on here, and go around and pick them up, drop it, and you say drop it, pick up, drop it, pick up, and that was the game we used to play on here. And on here we used to make out it was fireman, because he's got a pole in the middle and slide down there. This here was over there somewhere, and this bit of patch of grass here we used to play bulldog, and all this setup is all new. And these 3 were here, but they was over that side. So yeah, and there was a hut there, but that got vandalised so many times they took it down, which is a massive shame, because that was the best thing about us. That's Chase Lane, that is. We used to take on all other parks at 5-a-side football, and we'd always win. The most memorable moment of me and Dave is when we was over Lloyd's Park. It wasn't even an important game, it was a friendly with these people from Lloyd's Park, and they beat us at a game of football, yeah, and we said that we'd come back the following day, me and my brother, Danny Drew, Danny Fielder, I think was you there? We was about 13, and these people had absolutely caned us, and we said we're going to come back and bring my mate Dave. This is no word of a lie. And we come back the following day, yeah, and played them, and we slaughtered them. And we were the same players, and all we had was Dave on our team, and that was my most memorable moment. That is.
Now it's all ball work, and perhaps too much ball work. When I say too much ball work, what I mean is too many attacking ideas, when I think 60% at the most a good team will have the ball, but that leaves 40% when you're defending, and I think you should practice more defending. The good thing about David Beckham in his training and coaching is he's always been a worker, and when the ball was lost, he's always chased back.
Is that what makes him different to other players?
Well, there are a few who do that now, but yes, that's what David in the England team, that's what stands out. I remember Greece at Old Trafford, where the team were playing so poorly. I'd never seen them play as badly, and we needed it to get a result, and we were losing. And there was David Beckham for the last 25 minutes. It was all over the field, working, running back, picking up the ball. It's not only with the ball you play, it's without it. And he showed the determination of to win or get through. And thank goodness we got the draw in the end that got us through to the finals.
Dave kept the ball, he kept possession of the ball, and if you keep the possession of the ball, you know you're going to win, because you're not giving it away. And that's what he done. That was the key, I tell you. Because us lot, you know, trying to dribble and go in and out of people, and it weren't happening. You'd always lose it. But you get the ball, you look for Dave, you search for Dave, knock one over to him, and he'd keep hold of the ball, and he'd look up and see if you was near the goal going in or whatever, knock it to you, and all you've got to do is stick a foot out. See, now, and that's how we played. As soon as you get the ball, find Dave, release it. That was our tactics. Other than that, hit and hope, because you know we was so young. But that's why we won. I remember that. It sticks in my head that day. And it weren't a competition. It was just a street. You know, it was just a friendly muckabout. You know, in the park. But it was very, very passionate. Because it was very aggressive game. But we would come out on top. And that was all thanks to Dave coming over. But we got knocked about though. But we won.
Then when you are at 15 and 16 years of age, you can be very, very slim, and all of a sudden, a couple of years later, you fell out. But the thing about football as well, Alistair, 16 years of age, you can be a great player. 17 years of age, 18 years of age, you can lose it.
As a youngster, he was very skillful. I mean, I remember a time in the playground, he'd done over 200 kick-ups, wasn't it? And we was 11. And we was only knocking out about 6. So from like the age of 11, it was just his height, really. I think he must have kicked in the greenhouse or something, because he just, I don't know what happened to him, but he just shot up and left a lot of us behind. I still am quite small myself. But when he got his height and his build, that's when he started getting his physique for getting a bit of a more mature and a better player, and more powerful, so he could hit the ball a lot longer. But I don't know really. But even when he was small, though, he hit the ball a long way, didn't he? He used to knock out a good corner when he was little as well. We used to play football every afternoon in the summer. Well, rain, snow, innit? Or shine. We used to play over there as much as we could. There was another place over the back of Shadbolts, a veneering place. There was a football pitch, wasn't there? We used to play over there a lot because they had wooden goals over there. Whereas Chase Lane, we just put our coats down and what have you to make goalposts. But yeah, as much as we possibly could. It's green light. That's our local corner shop, that was there. That was Mad Mix. That was the shop where we used to do all our pocket money, our ice pops and our 5p packets of crisps. He got his bike nicked from out there, didn't he, Dave? His BMX. That's his house there on the left. Well, this is where we used to play at kids, hang about round here. And this is my other mate's house here. This is Dan's house. And this is our little hangout. We used to play street hockey in here, didn't we? I'm not quite sure. What one was it? You know, don't you?
Yes.
It's a house just here.
It's up here on the left with it.
I think, is it the one with the satellite? Yeah, that was it.
That one there, that's where you used to live.
That was Les Seeley's house, and we used to knock on the door and try and get autographs out of him, and his wife used to come to the door and say he's not in.
Sometimes he did.
Les Seeley, at the time, he was
playing for Luton Town.
Goalkeeper for Luton, yeah. But so he was quite, and Luton was quite big back in the day. They was in the first division.
Yeah, I remember Les Seeley used to go over and do the Chase Lane school fetes for the school. And you used to pay like 20 pence or so, and it was like 3 penalties against Les Seeley. And obviously he was a first division goalkeeper then, and like everyone used to queue up and like have 3 penalties against him. I remember the old Beckham, he had a few against him and scored. But,
how old was he then?
He was probably about 11, 12 at the time. And over there as well, we used to always go in that shop there, Terry's.
Yeah. Terry's Auto Trader.
Get the white mice on the way home from school.
Get the white mice. In my head, I knew he was going to make it, but I didn't think he'd get to this level. I didn't think he'd go, and I thought he'd be like a Division 1 or something. I knew he was